Juan, good evening. A special game for you tomorrow, and not because it's just the Champions League, but you're coming back to what was your home, even though it's a different stadium this time. It's a special club for you because you played here in England for Tottenham. Yes, these are always special types of games. Firstly, because it's the Champions League. It's one of the nicest professional club tournaments in the world. I was three years here. I can remember the inauguration of the stadium. I've got good memories of this stadium. I think it'll still be a great memory tomorrow. Some fresh great memories, hopefully. Hi. In your Group 3, there was Naples, Tottenham, other powerful teams. You've got Tottenham. We've seen the start of the season that they've had, Thomas Frank's team. They've won 3 out of 4 games, lost 1. They're in a good run of form. What do you think of the current Tottenham side? I think Tottenham last season, they didn't have a great season in the league, but they've always had some top players here. They've always had this great potential, which they're now realising and showing. And they did that in Europe, of course, last year. I think it's a very physical team, like strong, quick players, like most of the players are in the Premier League. They like to press high. We have to trust our own abilities and trust in our own players, the qualities that we have as a team, and try and take the game forward. I'm at the back. As a captain of Villarreal, you saw, what hope do you have going into this Champions League? The challenge is amazing. The opponents that you're going to be playing against. Well, the memory I have of the last Champions campaign, we enjoyed it as a town, as a club. It was a great memory. Lots of players have changed now. Lots of things have changed, but obviously the dreams are still there. They still remain. We want to start out on the road from scratch and start well. Tomorrow is a big opportunity for us to start on the right foot. You've played here. What sort of atmosphere do you expect tomorrow? They'll be full of hope and desire as well, Tottenham. If you concede a goal, it could affect the game. It's a real big game, for the atmosphere, their ability. Yeah, sure. Like every English teams and their fan bases, their supporters put pressure on you. They really cheer their sides on. The fans here, they'll be very, very happy, the club and their fans, to be playing in the Champions League again. It's been a while since they did that. So I imagine an amazing atmosphere tomorrow, a great atmosphere. I think that's going to help us as well. It'll serve as an extra motivation for us, I think. When you're playing top-level side, one of the best sides in the world in the Champions League, we're going to fight hard, we're going to enjoy it as family and friends out there on the field, and enjoying knowing we've got the support of the town back home. I'd like to ask about the game itself. How do you visualise the game's going to go? It's going to be really intense, isn't it? High tempo, all the games are. How do you think it will play out? I think at the end of the day, a key for this game is that we're going to enjoy it. Last season we worked really hard to get this far into the Champions League, and we've got to keep in mind all that hard work that we put in and all those efforts we made to get ourselves in the Champions League. And now has arrived the moment to be able to play this great competition. So we've got to enjoy it. That's the best way of taking it on, I think. As soon as we get out on the field, it's going to be like a war, like every game. And we know we're going to be under pressure, as you say, we're going to suffer, but we're going to enjoy every moment of the game. If we have to suffer and undertake pressure, we will, and take our opportunities when we can. We'll give everything we can to give a good account of ourselves. this team have arrived in the semi-finals twice. But I think, is your first objective to get into the last 16 and then see what happens? Well, I think the objective now is to get as many points as we can in the league phase. Tomorrow's the first step in that quest. As you said, we got to the semi-finals twice, different circumstances, different kind of format that the Champions League had, but we did get to 2 semi-finals. We've got to trust in our own abilities, trust in ourselves, believe that we can compete with any side, and hopefully tomorrow we can start on the right foot. Hi. I want to ask you about one of your international teammates. He spoke really well about you in the press conference a few hours ago. What sort of problems can the forwards create for Kuti? I think they're going to have to cope with one of the best centre-backs in the world. I've known him a long time. We played a lot of the junior leagues against each other. We knew each other from 15, 16. Then we played together in the under-20s. We played together quite a few games as well. I'm very happy for him, for his present and how he's performing these days. He deserves it. He's a great player, but he's a top bloke as well, above all. One of the best in his position worldwide.
Hi, Juan. Obviously, you've had a brilliant career since you left Tottenham, but I wondered, you kind of look back with a little tinge of regret that Mauricio left at the time he did, because it seemed like he really believed in you, and maybe you would have kicked on if he had remained at the club.
Well, I was so young when I came here from Argentina, and I think the club and Mauricio helped me a lot to settle here in London. It was my first experience in Europe, so all my life I will be grateful with Tottenham and with Mauricio, with Mourinho, with all the coaches that I have, all my teammates. So, of course, I have a very good very good memories here.
And then just finally from me, as a kind of a squad and I guess as a leadership group, have you kind of spoke to Thomas Partey about maybe what he might expect tomorrow? He's obviously a former Arsenal player, so he would have got a certain type of reception anyway, but there is accusations over his head as well. Have you kind of spoke to him about what he might face tomorrow night?
No, I didn't spoke with him yet. But of course, he played in Arsenal, so the atmosphere is going to be against him for sure.
No more questions in English? Last one over there, please.
Hi, Juan. What have you made of Tottenham under their new manager, Thomas Frank, so far this season?
Sorry, can you repeat slowly?
What have you made of Tottenham so far this season with their new manager, Thomas Frank?
Well, repeat again, please. But slowly, please.
Sorry.
Slowly. Yeah, I think they made a big step in Premier League from last season. As I said, in Europa League they did really well with the last coach. But this season in Premier League they are showing a lot of strength in the back. They are pressing a lot. They are scoring good goals. So now we have to be very focused to manage this game.
And my last one, you were in the squad when Tottenham played Liverpool in the Champions League final. What are your memories of that game?
Well, not very good. But yeah, it was a moment in my career that I will never forget. I remember all my family there in Madrid, in Spain, in Atlético Madrid Stadium. For me was unbelievable because I was in Argentina 2 years ago, and in that moment I was playing or being in the bench in a Champions League final. So that season gave me a lot of experience, and as I said, I'm very glad with Tottenham.
Muy bien, pasamos al entrenador. Preguntas para Marcelo.
Questions now for the manager in Spanish. Hi, good evening. So this is you have particular. This is a first Champions League game for you. It's going to be a great second. So try and get as far as you can in the tournament. Yeah. Good evening. Without a doubt, tomorrow we're starting off the best club competition in the world. We have the fortune that that this is a reward for the performances of the rest of the teammates and Juan last season. They rewarded us with this place in Europe. We're going to enjoy ourselves tomorrow night, see what we're capable of, come here. We're excited, we're ambitious, we've got ability, and we want to show all of those things in the first game tomorrow. What are your feelings going into the game? About the atmosphere, massive game to start, isn't it? One of the hardest ones you could get. My feelings are unbeatable. We are just where everyone exactly wants to be. We know we're playing against one of the best teams in the world. They're champions of the Europa League. With respect to everyone else, they're a top side. I think footballers and managers want to take part in this competition. We feel privileged because of that. We have the hope and desire to win. I think we've shown what we can do. We show we're a competitive side. We played well last season against some top sides in our league. Because some of the sides in our league are considered top teams on a European level, so we've always managed to compete with them. So why not tomorrow? We're very full of hope and excited about tomorrow. Can't wait. Hi, welcome to London. Would you take the semi-final position like in 22? But I'd take that now, but obviously it's very difficult to get to the semi-finals. That's why Juan, Villarreal, for Villarreal to have got to semi-final stages twice in their history is extraordinary. There are some powerful teams on our continent, of course there are. So it's without a doubt we'd take semi-finals, of course we would, but that's a long way off. I think the most concrete thing to focus on is tomorrow night's game. We're really up for it tomorrow. We're focused on that. Nothing else beyond that. You know, there's no point thinking about the end of January now. This extraordinary competition has such an amazing format now. We've spoken with different professionals and footballers and managers about this tournament. This new format is so attractive. It's much more complicated to get through than the old format. This isn't just decided on the draw anymore. You know, you've got so many difficulties throughout the entire league stage. We're excited and really pleased to be playing against this sort of side in this marvellous stadium. And I'll repeat, Villarreal, last season, we put in a great performance last season, and we achieved getting here on our own merits and on their own merits, the players themselves. Hi. You're speaking about these are the best club competitions. We've seen the pitch, it's amazing, the ground. Tottenham's third in the English League. They've beaten City away from home. They've got some real power up front. What sort of game do you think? You'll wait for Tottenham? Do you want Tottenham to come on to you? What do you expect? Tottenham play a very quick, intense, high-impact football, high-intensity football, very direct. They rely on a lot of physical attributes, a lot of technical ability also. they press high in the opposition areas of the field. It's based in a very, very high physical fitness levels. But we play with our strengths, play to our strengths and our abilities. We've managed to play against sides with different abilities and different styles, and we've managed to do well against those different styles. I'm convinced that we will manage to enjoy the game tomorrow. And I think we maybe suffer at times, but we'll still enjoy those moments of difficulty. This added value is being able to suffer that might give us the victory. We have possibility. We're going to have chances to score and chances to win the game. And I have high belief in my players. We know all about their potential. We know that they've invested well in their team this season. But we feel that we're capable to put in a performance against Tottenham or any opponent. And for sure, we're going to perform well tomorrow. I'm convinced we'll give a good account of ourselves. I think it'll be a really tight game, and the team that has the most accuracy in front of goal will probably be the one that prevails. Hi. The team is going into the game after picking up the first league defeat. Do you think the missed chances in the first half came home to roost? Do you think it's going to be a tough game tomorrow night, or do you think it's hard to see you guys going 2 games without scoring? Are you quite calm about that? Yeah. I'm always calm. You can't be any other way. I think we've performed well in the league at home. We've had a few changes coming into the season. Obviously, players need to settle in and get used to each other. But we've still got a solid base of players remaining from last season. I think the players who've played more minutes this season are going to be here. I've tried to rotate the squad and bring in other players in order to bolster the squad, if you like, for European nights. We've not got the same squad size as Atletico Madrid, but we still went, and 3 days after that defeat, I think we can definitely find our best level on the back of that defeat, no doubt about it.
Welcome to London. I've got 2 questions, both about Thomas Partey. As we all know, he's going to be in court on Wednesday morning, very serious situation. I just wanted to ask you if you were worried that he might not be in the right frame to start the game.
I'm totally convinced that he is mentally prepared, technically prepared to play the game tomorrow night. For sure, he'll be ready. We are really happy that Thomas is with us for his football capacity and ability and his presence as a human. He's a great player with lots of experience. He's played in some top sides, and we know he's got a great ability and great level. I think he ended last season and started this season. He settled in during pre-season really, really well. I think he will get back to his top level, which you all know that he's got, and I'm very happy that he's with us in the team.
Bueno, Juan no sabe si va a jugar mañana tampoco.
But Juan doesn't even know if he's playing tomorrow, so I don't normally give my lineup in the press conference. That's my habit. I think it's I think they find out when they arrive at the dressing room to prepare for the game what the team is.
Will you speak to Thomas, though, about the kind of atmosphere he might expect tomorrow? He's a former Arsenal player, so he would have got a certain type of atmosphere, but the accusations around him may add another layer of hostility to tomorrow.
Lo primero que creo que
I think we're interpreting stuff about a player that, if you're talking about a player that could be totally innocent. We're playing a game of football tomorrow where the important thing is football. And this is where football was invented, after all. Do you understand? You said that you don't like to talk about the starting 11, but you've got 3 keepers. Do you think you might put in a different keeper per competition, or do you think this is a... How do you explain to the players who aren't going to play tomorrow? How do you manage that? This is a different story, isn't it? A lot of people are at the club because they want to play in the Champions League. How do you... I just tell them that they easily demonstrate that they're the best player in every training session and in every game they play. Try and get them to try and accept the manager's decision at all times. There are 8 games in this new format. I don't think we're going to pick the same side for sure in all of those 8 games. I think we all need to think the team that enters the game, comes out on the field, and the 5 substitutions, they are all important for this game. But then the guys who don't participate, either off the bench and are just in the squad, they are equally as important for the rest of the season in this tournament and in the league. That's football. The job of the manager has got lots of good things, but the most tough one is to choose the game to start every game, and then choose the 5 changes to make during the game. We have to be very correct in our decisions in picking the side and then in the subs that we make. But we have a mentality in this team and this squad and every one of our footballers here that our manager, it's better to play in this tournament than any other, this game than any other in the league. But what we are capable of doing in the league is going to... the more games we play in the league will allow us to play more games in the Champions League. You've spoken about motivation and high hopes of going into the tournament. It's like a present, you know, it's a present for last season's hard work. I didn't think I was going to come back here either. These players have given me the chance to come back and enjoy this tournament. So I'm just going to enjoy myself like they're going to enjoy it. I think it's different for a player in comparison to a manager. I think it's different when you're like 60 as a manager as opposed to a manager age 30 or 40. You kind of take more time to enjoy the moment more with more experience. Of course, I'd love to win every game. I know that that's tough. That's a tough ask. But we'll try and give everything out on the field. All our arguments, all our discussions will take place on the field. Last two questions. Hi, Marcelino. We've spoken about the new league format, lots of games. Last season, that it was seen that goals scored are very important as well. You're talking about players who might be. Do you think goal difference might be the difference between one place lower or one place higher? No, I've not been speaking about goal difference at all. I think it's what a manager tries to always put over to his players: score goals. What you play for is the win, and then the goals come either with it or. Goals scored always have a kind of secondary effect. It's all about wins, isn't it? Accumulate points, get a certain number of points, and then if you're lucky enough to, for those goals for can make a difference and goals not conceded. But at the start of the competition, it's not something that comes up in. It's not something that we attach a lot of value to be fair.
Hi, Marcelino. My question's in English. I know you said that you can't confirm who will start in your team tomorrow, but are you able to confirm to us if Thomas Partey has travelled with the team and if he is available for selection?
Está con el grupo.
He's with the group. He's available. And then tomorrow, if nothing happens to a player in terms of fitness, he will be with all of us tomorrow. We're talking more about Thomas than the game.